Alright, I'm gonna cut to the chase. Today, I'm telling you about axolotls, one of the coolest predators and one of the cutest predators in the world. Now, if you don't know what axolotl is, well, you've been living on a rock, but I'm gonna tell you what it is and how it adapted over the years. So, axolotls are the cyclospecies of salamander type, I guess. I mean, that's like the closest thing I can see to them. So, what they are is they're just they're really cute, honestly. Like, they're pink. They have like funny looking faces and stuff. So they're pretty cool. And they're native to I forgot how to say it. How do you say this again? Yeah. We're gonna get the pronunciation up real quick. There it is. Xochimilco, New Mexico. Is like a lake area, and that's where they're native to. Is they're just native to the lakes in Xochimilco. I can't say that, by the way. The lakes kind of look like this. For you know, for all of the visual learners out there, that's where they live. And I mean, axolotls are pretty cool because they adapt a little different than the rest of their species. So they adapt in this thing called neoteny. Neoteny, also known as permanent larval state, is where axolotls, instead of undergoing metamorphosis to become terrestrial, they keep their external feathery gills for breathing underwater throughout their lives. So they stay underwater. Unlike salamanders, which mostly in their species become able, they evolve to become land and water creatures. So that's pretty cool, and is very unique to them. They also have a really cool thing that they've developed, regeneration, where they can perfectly regenerate lost limbs, tails, jaws, and even parts of their brain and heart. Without scarring too. That's pretty cool. Like, could you imagine? You like get your heart like piece out of your heart, and you're like, I'm just gonna regenerate that, man. And then you just do it. That's pretty cool. As for aquatic respiration, they have 3 ways they breathe. They have external gills, small lungs for gulping air at the surface, and they also breathe through their skin. It's pretty cool. Oh, you're probably wondering what they look like too. If my description didn't give you enough, I feel like I resemble this guy, like side by side. Yeah, but he got a little smile on his face. They're pretty cute. It's also funny because they are predators too. So like they're commonly referred to as the cutest predator in the world. So that's nice. By the way, I wanted to get more of a scenic view of my backyard, and then I realized it was really sunny today. I didn't have any shade, so we're underneath like this little overhang. Yeah, I still got some sun. The sun is there. It's just it's really sunny out. I can't really get a good. There's a lot of glare. As for adaptations, because that's what this is about, not me. So another thing, camouflaging. Their like natural skin colors, dark brown, black, and gray. Even though they look pink, they provide camouflage in their native habitat, and the skin helps absorb oxygen. So they blend in with all these little rocks and all that, and they eat whatever they eat. Speaking of what they eat, dietary adaptations. Axolotls are like the ones you see at the. Right, what? I'm gonna stop reading off of that. Axolotls are like very opportunistic carnivores that eat by using a suction method to pull prey. There you go. known as worms and insects, into their small, undeveloped teeth. So they don't really develop their teeth very well. So they're kind of like a vacuum cleaner. They just kind of, just, that's how you get their food. So that's how they eat. That's pretty cool. I mean, they don't eat crazy things, just worms and insects. But I guess you have quite a few of those whenever you're living in a lake in Mexico. So, as for their sensory adaptations, they have a weak sense of vision, so they can't see very well. Kind of like me. Like, we got a lot in common, honestly. But they make up for it because they have very strong smell. I can't say the same for me. My nose is clogged half the time, so that's unfortunate. But they also have a lateral line system to detect movement and water pressure changes from predators or prey. So they can try and they're like, oh, the water changed a little bit. That means there's either some prey nearby or something's going to kill me. So, like, 50-50. But they could probably tell, which is which, depending on the size of the creature. As for their mating, they communicate and locate mates using chemical signals called pheromones during a specialized courtship dance. Wow, they did dance. That's pretty cool. So, I mean, they're really good at what they do. Like, for little underwater lake predators, they're pretty good at what they're doing. They've got all these awesome adaptations that make them perfect for what they do. Now, sadly, axolotls are actually extremely endangered, and it's really sad because, I personally love axolotls, and I think a lot of people do. So I just kind of, I know, there's a lot of efforts right now, to help preserve axolotls and keep them alive, because, well, you don't want anything going extinct, especially when they're this cool, man. Like, if axolotls go extinct, what am I gonna tell my kids? Like, they're not gonna know what axolotl is. It's like, it's pretty sad. But it's currently being helped by the Chinampa Refugio Project, which is a project to help preserve axolotls, as they are currently critically endangered. Now, their populations have been going up because the preservation has been working, and that's very good to see, and makes me very happy, because I like axolotls, and I'm really sad to hear that so many have died. It's just... You can also keep them as a pet. They're pretty expensive, but you can keep them as a pet. But that's really all I came here to say. And I feel like I'm yapping now, so I'm probably gonna wrap it up. Moral of the story: axolotls adapted very well to their environment to be very unique predators and creatures. And, sadly, they have experienced hardships that have caused them to be critically endangered. But now we're working to get them back, to where they are not critically endangered. And they're just really cool. Like, go axolotls. That's really all I have to say. So, axolotls.